Alrighty guys, welcome back. Today we've got our last jazz one for this week. And today's is Feels So Good, performed live by Chuck Mangione, 1978.
At the Hollywood Bowl.
At the Hollywood Bowl.
Yep.
This one, it was this song, I believe. Yeah, it was this song that was in Doctor Strange, and I can't find the clip to save my life, or I would bring it up. But basically, Doctor Strange is playing it in the operating room, and they're debating on whether it came out in 77, 78. So did it come out in 77, 78, 76? When did it actually come out?
Depends.
On when the song came out or when the album came out?
Exactly.
Okay.
So bottom line of it, the song was released in February of 78.
Okay.
Okay? And that's what the one guy kept saying, that it was 78 that it came out. Dr. Strange kept saying it came out in 77. No, it came out in 78. He said the song came out in 78. The album came out in June of 77. It had the song on it. Therefore, the song came out in 77. It was released commercially
In 78.
in 78.
Gotcha.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So that's where the whole debate was.
Gotcha.
But anyway,
I haven't listened to this song probably since it went out in the movie. So,
okay.
but it is on Flugel, which is
Flugelhorn.
awesome because I played trumpet for 6 years. Yay! So I get it. Flugels are awesome just in themselves. If you can play them right. Because there's if you're familiar with trumpets, cornets, flugels at all, there's a cornet, which is like a mini trumpet. Then there's the trumpet.
Right.
Then there's the flugel, which is, I was told, a more fuller trumpet. So it's not it is bigger, but it's not necessarily a lower tone. That's what a lot of people would associate it with because they don't know the actual terminology. But it's right. I was told it was more of a fuller, more rich, I would say, tone versus lower note dynamic wise. And then there's mellophones behind that, which is a marching French horn. But then you start getting going down like that. But
I was going to ask you about that.
Yeah, that's where a flugel would sit, is between a trumpet but you're not quite at a mellophone yet, because French horns themselves are lower range wise as well.
So then it comes back to if you can play it.
Right.
Because now I grew up with this one.
Okay.
Okay. So when you hear him play this, total, real full, real rich, low notes.
Right.
And he takes this thing up as high as any trumpet that almost as high as any trumpet that I've ever heard.
Yeah.
Okay. So if you know how to do it.
Right. Exactly.
So.
I had the opportunity to play a flugel for one song for 15 bars, and that was about it. And there were a bunch of 16th notes, so a bunch of notes that looked like, you're going to get my really great drawing here, and then times that by like 3, like that. So it's like da 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 da, and it's fast, but you're going up and down and you're moving and everything like that. So if you're familiar with music at all, these are all tied together, and you have multiple bars of that and moving very, very fast. And I'm not going to get into all the jazz stuff and notes and stuff like that and value and everything like that, but they're super fast notes. And there was this one song, and I can't remember what it was, but there was this one song that we played in my jazz ensemble, and there were 15 bars of this, which we hated. And it called for flugelhorns. Well, my school only had like 3, and there were 6 in our section. So I had to borrow one from a friend of mine, and then we had to borrow 2 others from another school or whatever to make this fit. And that was the only year that we ever used them, and we didn't use them for any of the other songs. We just used them for this one song for 15 bars, and we had like 4 other songs that we were playing. So they sat there and were cold until we had to pick them up. Hopefully we could play it right, and then put it down, and then it was cold for the rest of the set.
There we go.
But they were fun to play. They really were. They were fun to play.
Well, let me tell you, again, very talented guy. It hit number 4 on
Okay.
the charts, which is kind of unheard of for an instrumental.
Mm.
Okay, you know, it just is. But there are a lot of very memorable instrumentals that have hit high on the Billboard charts.
Okay.
Okay, so that everybody has heard them.
Mm.
All right, this is one of them, and
Just want to get into it?
I just want to get into this thing.
Alrighty, guys. Let's get started.
Mangione is the master of fusion music. He combines great melodies and hot rhythms to form an exciting musical experience. His latest album, Feels So Good, has just gone platinum. So here's Chuck Mangione, who will make you feel so good.
Ooh. Oh, I forget what that thing is called. It's not a piano. I forget what it's called. Nice. Nice.
Hey, first thing
Before I go into my
before
stuff.
you go into anything, okay. As far as the first comment that I wrote down when they all started playing, okay, because on
Song facts.
or whatever it was that I looked it up, I think it was Wikipedia on this one, but
Oh, great.
it was listed as a jazz album, classified as a jazz album.
Yep.
Okay, so think of jazz, but then when I saw the whole combination of players, okay, was it jazz or was it funk?
I've got 2 words.
Jazz funk. Yeah, thanks.
It's a subject. No. Those weren't the words. Well, so I've got 4 words. Jazz funk subgenre. It's a subgenre of jazz.
Well, the reason that I was asking about that, and considering that you put out a live stream with am I allowed to mention by name?
Go for it. Everyday
Okay,
people.
since everybody, since you put that live stream out, okay. The group that we went to listen to last, Everyday People. Can I say with our phone? Just give them a plug.
Sure.
Sure. Out of Harrisonburg, Virginia.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, fantastic.
Yeah.
They are listed as a funk band, and this is something that
They would play.
they would play.
Yeah. So it's a
Yes, they had a trumpet player who could play it. No, I know they have a trumpet player who could play it, but I think the one that we saw was actually a stand-in for the one who is normally there.
Okay.
Is from what I understood. I know they have a saxophone player who could play that part, but but the flugelhorn part I'm not sure of. But
I don't know.
they were listed as funk.
Yeah.
Same
Yeah.
group of guys. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Of instruments.
Yeah.
Okay. Jazz album. That's why I was trying to get that.
Yeah.
Trying to get that right.
Jazz funk. It's a subgenre under the umbrella of all things jazz.
But I do want to tell you one thing, and thanks for clearing that part up for me, by the way. But
Easy answer.
one thing from back in '78 when this came out, you know how everybody's playing air drums, everybody's playing air guitar or whatever. Do you know how many air flugelhorn players there were? You could sit at a red light and you knew this song was on because somebody's sitting there going like this, and their fingers are
nowadays,
going.
nobody's.
And their fingers are going, okay, and I'm looking at them going, what fingerings are this? I mean, if you were going, whatever, because at least playing baritone like I did, okay, I knew fingerings.
Yeah.
Okay. Or some fingerings.
And it's only 3 fingers. It's just a
like you can
combination.
see these people sitting in there. You go, sitting at a red light. Doing this, and they're going, "Oh, Chuck Mangione must be on some station." So it was because he was the only trumpet or the only flugelhorn thing that was out there at that point. So it was always kind of funny. But anyway, you wrote another page here. So what you got for us?
So, other than saying that it was the subgenre, I said he was feeling it. He was really into it.
He was into it.
He was really into it. With the flugel, we were discussing trumpets, flugels, mellophones, cornets, stuff like that.
Right.
You could tell that the flugel, it wasn't as bright as an average trumpet is.
Okay.
That's what. So the fullness.
Full versus
bright.
Bright.
Yeah. That's where the fullness comes in because
Okay.
it seems to have a deeper resignation, but it's not, because a lot of people associate deeper with deeper notes or lower notes on the scale, but it's not. It's just a tone.
It's the resonation.
Yeah, and it's a tone, so it's not as bright.
Yeah.
Great control, air control, range control. I mentioned control with Kenny G and how everything just fit back into that one word.
Right.
So I had his air control, his range control was all obviously amazing. That wasn't a piano that they were at, but it wasn't a synth, and I can't remember what it was. One of the old pianists for my group actually think she played that for her senior piece. I think.
Okay.
No, she was on the synth for her senior piece, but she was messing around with this during our jazz class, or one of those during the jazz classes, and it's it's an old vintage something, but I can't think of the name of it. And I don't want to look it up because that'll ruin this whole thing. But I'll ask them, and it's come up on your screen right now because I've found the answer out. Yeah, it's come up on their screen already, but I'm just confused as to what it is. But I'll ask Lainey or
the kid.
Yeah, Joel, if I can, or what it was, so that you all know, but you already know by now. Because future me has already put it in. So anyway,
time travel.
Yeah, exactly. But awesome. Love jazz. Love that we could do this for this week.
Yeah.
I think it's a little bit different. But I think we've had some great picks in for this week.
Yeah, we haven't ever done anything like this at all.
No.
So it's about time.
Yeah. So anyway, all right. Announcements. All right. Alrighty guys, remember we do have our Discord link down in the description below. Make sure to jump up on there and say hey. It's always super fun, super cool. Got a lot of fun stuff going on there, so make sure you join us. We do have our Facebook videos. If you would like to see us in your news feed at all, we have those videos going out almost every single day. So make sure if you would like to see us on Facebook, search up at the Bass P or the Bass Player, like the page, and they'll start showing up in your news feed. We do have our P.O. Box. If you'd like to send us anything, that information has come up on your screen by now and will always be down in the description below. We do have our request form that's in the description below as well, guys. We ask that you put your song requests there they'd like us to take a look at instead of in the comments or anywhere else, because a lot of times if it's in the comments or anywhere else, they tend to get buried under everybody else's comments. So please make sure to put them in that request form if you would like for us to take a look at them. We do have our Teespring link down in the description below as well, guys, where we have some of our merchandise. In our older videos, you'll see our mugs in the background, but with the new turntable, we don't have the mugs out anymore, but we do have our mugs. We have t-shirts like our Eat, Sleep, React, Repeat t-shirts. We do have our hoodies, tank tops, phone cases, stuff like that. So make sure if you'd like to get yourself something cool that you check that Teespring link out down in the description below as well. I do get to thank the following patrons who felt pledged to make this video possible for being awesome and sticking with us. That'd be Hot Space and Petro, Cam, Barone, Sandy Thomas, Courtney Truax, Don Kula, Theresa Anderson, Darius, and Jeffrey Kimball. Thank you so much for y'all's constant love and support of this channel and community, guys. We greatly appreciate it, and we ask that you stick around with us for time to come, and we look forward to seeing you on Patreon for time to come for the following months as well. If Patreon is not quite your thing, or you don't feel comfortable making a monthly donation, but you would like to help support us on what we do here on the channel, we do have a PayPal donation link down in the description below as well. And last but not least, guys, we do have our subscriber goal of 10,000. I'm leaving for the Air Force sometime in the beginning of next year, between January and March of next year. So I'd love to hit this goal of 10,000 by the end of 2020 to cap off 2020. I'd love to hit this 10,000 goal. So make sure, if you are not yet subscribed, we highly encourage you all to do so, to smack that subscribe button so you stay involved and you stay connected, and so you just don't miss what's going on here on the channel. Everyone who has subscribed, thank you so much. If it weren't for you all, we would not be here. So we thank you from the bottom of our hearts for being here and continuing to support us. Anyway, guys, if you enjoyed today's video, make sure to smack that like button, subscribe if you're new, and we will see you all in the next one. Peace out.